Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of NSU Talks. As you know, I'm your host, Mashur Ahmed Zidan. And in this particular episode of the fall session, we have a very, very special guest joining us. She is none other than Pinky Pia. I do not think I need to give a very special introduction of her because I think you all know her. She's very popular, especially in the social media handles, and she also happens to be one of the marketing directors of Fashion HQBD. So hello, Pinky Bhaiya.
Hey, first of all, thank you so much for such a lovely introduction. It's really nice and sweet of you guys.
Uh, it's been an absolute honor for us to host you out here in the show. But I would like to start the this particular episode by letting all our viewers know. I think a lot of people know who follow you. A lot of them might not know that you also happen to be a student of North South University. So I would like to open up the question here by asking you why NSU? Why did you choose NSU out of all the universities after completing your school graduation?
Okay, honestly speaking, my friend and I, we were very confused about where to join, and of course, আমাদের বাংলাদেশি mentality হচ্ছে IBA তে যেতে হবে. Only then you can have a bright future, according to our parents. So ওইটা নিয়ে বাসায় অনেক মানে arguments হতো, but I always preferred and thought that NSU is a place where you can meet people from different background, and I also felt that you won't be judged for how you dress up or how you talk or whichever whichever whatever your background is. And one of the main reasons for me to join NSU was the campus, because I am from Green Harrow School and we happen to have a really big campus. So when I was looking through the different universities, private and public, I saw that North South had a lot of facilities which a lot of other universities didn't have. And given that Bangladesh is one of the more big best, I think, business university has to be North South, I thought it would be a good place for me to you know be there as a student.
And like speaking of campus, like since we're in this lockdown and in this quarantine period, are you missing our campus?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes. I think like you mentioned about our campus and how amazing our campus is. So speaking of campus, are you missing our campus? Are you missing the campus of NSU now that we're in a state of pandemic and we're not
No,
being
I
able to
was
go?
done with university.
Like in general, do you miss it? Like I'm asking in general, do you miss it? Like
No, I was done with North South. I graduated before. uh, no, I don't really miss North South much because it was very hectic for me. And when I
Mhm.
started North South, I really wanted to get done with my undergraduation, which is why I did take a lot of courses just to get done with it earlier, and I wanted to
Mhm.
start my career. So I wouldn't say I miss it, but I do sometimes miss the faculties and some of the, like nice friends that I met and the connections
Mhm.
that I made through the process.
And since you are already done with North South University and done with your graduation, so do tell me a bit about the journey. How was your undergraduate journey like? I would really want to know.
So I was actually in the architecture department. I was there
Mm.
for 2 semesters, and that's when I realized that architecture is not something that I see myself pursuing in the future. And I shifted to BBA. When I shifted to BBA, it was difficult in the first because North South যেটা হয় সেটা হচ্ছে যে আমাদের facultiesরা they do not guide us
Mm.
regarding which courses you should take in the beginning, which courses you should take later. So I had a bit of struggle in the first year, but then
Mm.
with time I realized and I could, like figure out how I want to get this done. So once I could figure that out, it was easier for me, and I personally always took classes in the morning, which was from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., straight back to back classes, so that I had more time to myself after, like during the day. মানে বা একটার মধ্যে যদি if I'm done with my classes,
Mhm.
then দুইটা থেকে till 6 I can do other stuff which I want to focus on. So that is how I actually did my like undergrad, and I'm glad that I did it that way, because in that it really helped me to get done with it earlier and faster, I would say.
And in the process, were you a part of any club, or did you do any ECA or extracurricular activities on campus, or were you like only like focus on like finishing up the courses on campus?
Okay, so honestly speaking, I was not involved in any of the extracurriculum activities, or I was
Mhm.
not a part of any of the members, because after my classes, I was doing jobs. I was focusing on what I want to pursue when I'm done with my undergraduation, which is why I thought that rather than sitting in the clubs talking to people, I would
Mhm.
rather like go out there and make better connections and more important networks and showcase my work, which is why I never did. But for people who are not like অনেক মানুষ গ্রাম থেকে পড়তে আসে বা ঢাকার বাইরে থেকে পড়তে আসে, for them,
Mhm.
and for a lot of people who are not that extrovert, no, sorry, not that introvert, extrovert,
Yeah,
yeah, not that extrovert.
extrovert. I think there is a bit of technical difficulties, but we would be joined very shortly. I think, yeah, she's here.
Yeah, I think I got cut off.
Yeah, yeah. I think it
Yeah.
was the internet connection.
Acha. So 4G sucks.
No
So
worries,
yeah,
no
I
worries.
was
I think
never.
it's a normal occurring like
Yeah.
in the show. Yeah, please continue.
Yeah, so I was never a part of it, but for people who are not based in Dhaka and দেশের বাইরে থেকে আসে, গ্রাম থেকে পড়তে আসে বা ঢাকার বাইরে থেকে পড়তে আসে, আর যারা একটু introvert, তাদের জন্য I would say it's a very good opportunity for you people, কারণ দেখা যায় when you're like doing extracurricular activities অথবা কোনো ক্লাবের সাথে associated থাকো, you're making connections, you're making friends, you're getting to know people, অনেক কিছু শেখা যায়. So yeah, but I personally wasn't a part of it. But I do suggest people who are introvert and not living in Dhaka for a very long time, older generation, it's a good way of making new friends, knowing the place better.
Uh, And I would also like to address the initial like topic that I really want to talk about is that while studying in NSU and over time while communicating with other friends, do you at any point of time realize that hey man, I have significantly more Instagram followers than other my all the other peers? And did you at any point of time realize that like someday I'll be one of the leading social media influencers in the country?
No, it was never like that. When I started Instagram, I never had the intention of being famous or having so many followers. And I have also stated in my previous interviews that I did not open Instagram with the mindset of doing fashion series or maybe like being an influencer or anything. It was just
Mhm.
that my account was public, and I was. Being myself, posting my own feedbacks and reviews. So that's how brands and companies reached out to me. And talking about now, it's different. The scenario is different, because when we started, we were the first
Mhm.
one to be in this, like community. But
Yeah.
now it's increasing. More people are interested in doing this, and এখন ক্লাস 7-8 এর বাচ্চারাও দেখি ইনস্টাগ্রাম খুলে they're posting pictures and all that stuff. But আমাদের সময় তো we couldn't even think about
Yeah.
being so like confident about ourselves, বা একটা ফটোশুট করব বা ক্যামেরার সামনে বসে কথা বলবো, এটা তো চিন্তাই করি নাই। মানে I opened my Facebook account after my A levels, and my Instagram account was I opened my Instagram account in 2014. So that was like
Mhm.
আমার এস এর পরে আমি অ্যাকাউন্ট খুলছি। বাট এখন কিন্তু 7-8 এর বাচ্চাদের ইনস্টাগ্রাম
হ্যাঁ,
অ্যাকাউন্ট ফটোজ তুলতেছে and everything. So এখনকার সিনারিও is very different. এখন কিন্তু it's the market is there ready for you.
yeah.
But when we started it, it was completely new. মানুষ বুঝতোই না কি করতেছে।
হুম, হুম, হুম।
Even আমার বাসায় people were like, হ্যাঁ কিসের ফটোশুট, কি photoshoot, but they thought আমি modeling করছি বা something like that, but it's different from modeling বা all that other stuff. So এটা বুঝতে time লাগছে, because it was something very new to the country. But
Mhm.
now that we have, alhamdulillah, successfully, made people understood and brands now know the power of it, it's easier for the next generation to work in this field.
Yeah. And I believe that a lot of people would want to be in your shoes. I feel that a lot of up and coming, let's say, university going students, or even from A levels, as you rightly mentioned, they also aim to be, let's say, a social media influencer in regards. So, do tell me about it. That how is a day in life of a social media influencer? Is it very hectic with all the photo shoots? Is it very happening? Do you guys get free clothing or not? Is it a myth? To tell me about it. How is that experience like? How does it feel to be a social media influencers in today's Bangladesh?
Um, okay, so there are different types of influencers. It depends on whom you're talking to and what type of marketing you're going for. So, for in my case, I actually never took PR products or free products from brands, or we never reached out to brands asking for free products. আমি পার্সোনালি কখনোই ফ্রি প্রোডাক্টস কারো কাছেই চাই নাই। তো দেখা যায় মানে what happens now is when people have a certain reach, they do reach out to the brand asking যে I have this many followers, I would like to promote
Mhm.
your brand. And some brands do give them free products in return for some sort of promotions. But এখানে it depends on the individual influencer how he or she wants to earn, whether she wants to share her address with the brand to let
Mhm.
them send her PR. এখন আমাকে যদি 10 জন বা 20 জন মেসেজ করে বলে we want to send you PR, and আমি যদি 10 জনকে আমার অ্যাড্রেস দেই, then of course 10 people will send me 10
Yeah.
different products. But আমি যদি শেয়ার না করি আমাকে কিন্তু দিতে পারছে না। So free products পাওয়া is not about ওরা দিচ্ছে, you providing them the chance to give them is when you get that. তো আমার ক্ষেত্রে I don't take free PR products until and unless it's something as a customer I would buy it. But there are a lot of influencers, the new ones I would say, and a lot of old ones maybe, if they want to collaborate with a brand, and if they feel that this brand has certain potential in the future and they
Mhm.
themselves would want to collaborate, then of course they do. Because I personally remember when Noah was in the market, it was one
Mhm.
of the very sophisticated, very nice store, and I always wanted to collaborate with them, but I never
Mhm.
went up to them or tell them that amake, oh, I want to collaborate with you or
Yeah.
something. But they reached out to me, and that's when I told them, Jay, I have always wanted to collaborate with you, and down the lane I'm here, like working with you guys. So that's how it happens, যে তোমার potential যতটুক তখন brands তোমার কাছে নিজে থেকেই আসবে। এখন তুমি যদি নিজে ব্র্যান্ডের কাছে গিয়ে বলতে থাকো হ্যাঁ আমাকে ফ্রি প্রোডাক্টস দাও,
Mhm.
অনেক সময় ব্র্যান্ডসরা দেয়, অনেক সময় দেয় না। It depends on how the brand wants to portray their image. যেরকম I work for Yoyoso, I work for Roar, we
Mhm.
never do give free PR products. We even if influencers reach out to us, we make sure that we do not have that association with influencers as to free PR products and free promotions. If there is something we want to promote, we make sure it's paid and it's authentic.
And I think when we talk about brand promotions, I would like to know from you, do you remember your first experience when a particular brand approached you, the first ever brand that approached you for an endorsement? And what was your reaction like? Were you a bit surprised, or were you like, okay, I have certain amount of value in the market, brands are approaching me now? So I really would want to know your initial reaction when the very first brand approached you for an endorsement.
My first brand was Grameenphone. So
Mhm.
growing up as a child, I always wanted to work with Grameenphone, given it was one of the best networks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was very happy, but at the same time, I was very nervous because I didn't know the people I would be working with. But when I went to their office, I saw that a lot of seniors from North South and IBA and from my school were the part of the team. So that kind of made me feel really safe, and I knew
Mhm.
that I was in good hands. But I also made sure that my mom was with me, given it was the very first time I was going out there. So during the shoots, during the whatever work we were doing, I made sure that my mom was there, and the team was very nice, and they made sure that each of the artists that they were there, or their connector guardian has to be present with them. So my mom was with me the entire time. It was good. I was proud that Grameen. I could work with
Yeah,
Grameen
yeah.
Phone.
Grameen Phone is obviously a big brand, and given it was your first endorsement, I think it's a big deal, certainly.
Yeah.
And was that also your first photo shoot experience, or did you have your
Yeah,
first
yeah.
photo
That was
shoot?
my
Like,
first photo shoot experience.
all right, so do tell us a bit about that. Like, what was it like? The first photo shoot. I think I hear a lot of stories, from some of my friends who obviously are not at your level, but they're it's for them it's a bit exciting. The first time they're facing a camera, or doing photo shoot, they're a bit nervous. So do tell us about your experience. Like now that you're very experienced in regards to that, but what was the initial approach like for you?
It was something that I was actually not confident about because when I went to meet them in the office to read the script,
Hmm.
script পড়ার সময় I was very sure that আমি ওদেরকে বলে দিচ্ছি যে I cannot do it. This is not my cup of tea. But then
Hmm.
they were very like confident and they said না তুমি পারবা, it's okay, সমস্যা নাই. So they really did push me and হয়েছে
Hmm.
কিভাবে হয়েছে জানি না. But I would say that a lot depends on সারাউন্ডিং, তোমার এনভায়রনমেন্টটা কিরকম, তুমি কাদের সাথে কাজ করতেছো।
Hmm.
যেরকম I would like to share my personal experience. I did a shoot for Arung. Arung last year কয়েকটি ইনফ্লুয়েন্সার্সের সাথে collaborate করছে along with the professional models, and
Hmm.
the people that were there, I wasn't very comfortable there because ওখানের environment is very different from the environment we influencers work in. তো the fact that I was like, okay, these people cannot understand my mindset and these people do not make me feel comfortable.
Hmm.
So I really didn't enjoy that, and even after the collaboration or work I did with them, I did not promote the posts or anything. But with Grameen Phone and the other brands that I work with, we tend to always see. I personally সবসময় একটু রিসার্চ করি যে
Hmm.
কাদের সাথে কাজ করছি, কারা টিম ম্যানেজমেন্টে আছে, প্রোডাকশনে আছে বা ডিরেকশনে আছে, সো দ্যাট আই নো যে মানুষগুলোর ব্যাকগ্রাউন্ড কি, বিকজ আ লট ডিপেন্ডস একটা মানুষের ব্যাকগ্রাউন্ড কোথা কেমন, সে কোন স্কুলে পড়েছে, কোথা থেকে
Hmm.
আসছে, কাদের সাথে মিশতেছে, তো কোন ইউনিভার্সিটিতে ছিল। সো আই উড সে দ্যাট even to people who want to do photo shoots, do your background research, get to know the people that you would meet the day you do the photo shoot or even attending a meeting, because safety is everyone's first concern and it should be the first concern. So that's about it. It varies from the team that you work with. Sometimes দেখা যায় অনেক কঠিন একটা জিনিস অনেক ইজি হয় when the team is
Uh,
very nice and helpful, but অনেক সময় দেখা যায় অনেক সিম্পল একটা জিনিস করতে কষ্ট হয় because the team and the environment is not making you feel comfortable or confident, and কথা mentality মিলছে না. So
hmm.
I would say that do your research before going for work. It I would say it's something that everyone should consider, not just when it comes to photo shoots or meetings, but even তুমি job sector বলো, business বলো, যাই বলো, research করে তারপর ওই জিনিসটাতে পা ফেলানো উচিত।
And like while we're at it, I think another interesting thing which I wanted to ask you is about the Wheat Girl on the Go campaign. I think this is
Yeah.
something which you did, and I think it was very like I think you represented our country in a way. So do tell us a bit about that experience, and how was it like? How was that entire campaign like?
Yeah, so that was something my friend actually really wanted. We actually wanted to go on a girls trip, but বাসা থেকে তো of
Mm-hmm.
course মেয়েদেরকে একসাথে একা বের হতে দেয় না। So my friend took some of our pictures and she applied for the contest, and then we had to go for an interview, and interview day we were asked a lot of questions and আমাদের social media দেখা হলো and everything, and we had to she asked us, the interviewer, they asked us randomly বলছে না তোমরা নাচতে পারো, I was like হ্যাঁ we dance, আমরা হলুদে নাচি, আমরা তো সবসময় কোরিওগ্রাফ করি, এটা সেটা করি। তো বলছে আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে একটা গানে নাচো নাচো, we want to see. So we danced and they were very impressed যে মানে right at that moment we could choreograph a dance and then could dance there, and they were like okay, this group of people, this group of girls would like they would be good for us because they can represent ধাপ করে জিনিসটা করে ফেলতে পারছে, and they were not hesitant. And বাংলাদেশ থেকে we were the only team that went to Bali. যেরকম
Mm-hmm.
ইন্ডিয়া থেকে 4-5টা গ্রুপ গেছে, তারপরে আরো কোথা থেকে জানি 6 countries থেকে গেছে, আই ডোন্ট রিমেম্বার দ্য রেস্ট অফ দ্য প্লেসেস। সাউথ আমেরিকা থেকে ছিল মনে হয়, তারপরে তোমার তামিল থেকে ছিল মনে হয়, ইয়া। সো লাইক ডিফারেন্ট ডিফারেন্ট জায়গা থেকে, কান্ট্রিজ থেকে গেছিল, বাট বাংলাদেশ
হ্যাঁ।
থেকে জাস্ট আমাদেরকেই নিছিল। সো তখন the experience was very good to be able to represent your country. So it was a very nice experience, and not to spend a single penny and to go abroad is something we were very, like, proud about.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Another, I think another thing which I wanted to know about, like when I see like today's Bangladesh Instagram, it's like a community. Like you guys, there are these people who are like very much at the top, very much like the brands are wanting them and everything. So when you look at your contemporaries, how is it like collaborating with them? Because you guys seem to like gel in pretty well. Think is the internet issue. Really, really sorry.
Yeah.
I think I'm also facing a bit of internet issue. So as I was saying, Jay, like today's Bangladesh Instagram community, there are like two or three people who are at the top, and I think you guys are very friendly, like the way it seems from the outside perspective. So when you look at your contemporaries' work, I would like to know two things: how is the collaborative experience, and secondly, are you guys competitive with each other in any way? Is there a healthy competition?
Okay, so the first word that you said was community. So I don't think in a community there is any sort of competition, and there should be any type of competition.
Mhm.
And competition যখন তোমার মধ্যে থাকবে তখন তুমি নিজেও আগাতে পারবা না, আর তোমার কলিগসদেরও তুমি আগাতে দিতে পারবা না। So rather than being competitive, I think that you should be supportive. You guys should we should push each other, and that's what we do. আমরা কিন্তু কোনো ব্র্যান্ডের সাথে কখনোই দেখবা না একটা ইনফ্লুয়েন্সার কাজ করে, দেখা যায় কিন্তু 6জন 7জন একসাথে কাজ করে। তো
Yeah.
উই মেক শিওর দ্যাট আমার কাছে যদি একটা ব্র্যান্ড আসে, আমার সাথে যাতে আমার আরো 4টা ফ্রেন্ড যারা আমার সাথে এই কমিউনিটিতে আছে ওরাও যাতে এটাতে থাকে। সো দ্যাটস হাউ উই ওয়ার্ক, অ্যান্ড we there is no competition between us or among us, because কম্পিটিশন থাকলে তুমি কখনোই আগাতে পারবে না। And আমাদের দেশের মেন্টালিটিটাও এমন হওয়া উচিত, and the future generation, the present generation should be like this, যে there shouldn't be any competition. তুমি ভালো করতে পারলে তুমি তোমার ফ্রেন্ডসদেরকেও আগায় নাও। Don't try to put others down to make yourself feel superior. তো আমাদের যারা we are working together, it has never been we have never been competitive about anything, and in fact we make sure that everyone gets the brands that one person is working with.
I'm really, really sorry for the technical glitches, but
It's
I'm, I'm,
okay.
I'm really not understanding. It usually doesn't happen.
It's
So
okay.
yeah, yeah. So as you were saying, I think the answers are like perfectly fitting. I think this is something which a lot of people would want to know. But I think something else which we have like sort of introduced in the intro is about Fashion HQBD. So do tell us about that, and
Yes.
do tell us your role in that particular company.
So, Fashion HQ is the first e-commerce website that is solely focused on fashion clothes, but fashion related anything, as we have shoes, we have accessories, we have kids section, we have men's, we have women, we have
Mhm.
party wear, we have formals, we have ethnics, we have everything that you need regarding fashion. So during COVID, my boyfriend and I, we figured out যে এখানে আসলে we do not have a place যেখানে people can shop. বিদেশে যেরকম we have ASOS, we have a lot of other e-commerce fashion websites, right?
Mhm.
বাংলাদেশে নাই. What I saw was Dara's eValley. They have it, but ওখানে fashion focus কিছু নাই। তখন we thought that something that solely focuses on fashion, to have an e-commerce website regarding that would be great. And that's when
Mhm.
we approached to a lot of vendors and brands, and they wanted to be a part of it. And that's how we started in September 16, and yeah, it's going really well, alhamdulillah. So I am working as the marketing director, and also one of the partners. So my boyfriend and I, we started it. he was the main person who wanted to start something like this, and I thought that yes, there is opportunity, and it's something that's not been, like, it's not there in Bangladesh. So I really wanted to do something which would help the future generation and the present generation to, you know, find solutions to any of their fashion problems, because বাংলাদেশে কিন্তু ক্লোথসের দেখা যায় যে এখনকার জেনারেশন অনেক কিছু পায় না, যেরকম ওয়েস্টার্ন trendy clothes, you don't get them everywhere, and অনেক সময় দেখা যায়
Mhm.
চিনেও না জানেও না, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's about it. So it's going well, alhamdulillah. In 3 months here, we have almost 27 vendors, and it's
Mm.
expanding. So alhamdulillah, it's going great. So do check it out, and if you want classy, trendy clothes, do check it out.
No, I actually checked the website. I have to say it is like very niche, as you rightly said. Like it is directed at the fashion-oriented people of the country, and I absolutely love it. Like what you guys are doing. So speaking of Fashion HQBD, like I did check it out. Like it's very niche in its like approach, and like it is like oriented at the fashion oriented like people of the country, and I absolutely loved it. Like what you guys are doing. So like kudos to you guys and the entire team of Fashion HQBD. I really hope it like does well because I think such a site is very much needed. Because in Daraz and Evali and all those e-commerce sites which already exist, like you do not get that niche like fashion trendy outfit that a lot of people might want. So amazing, amazing approach. I think something else which I wanted to know from you is that when you have like so many followers and when you have like so many people well wishers, is it very hard to like differentiate from the real ones from the fake ones? Because I mean, like there are a lot of people who I mean, there are a lot of people who compliment you every now and then. So, how amongst all those, how do you manage to find, all right, these are the people who are saying the right things, and these are the people to whom I shouldn't listen to? So, do tell us a bit about that. Like, what is your take on it?
Okay, so first of all, a compliment is a compliment. I don't care if it's fake or real. It's a compliment. Second of all, I am so busy. I am so busy with my own personal work যে কি কে কে কি বলতেছে এটা নিয়ে আমি আসলে মাথা ঘামাই না। আমার যেটা ভাল লাগে I do that, and I do seek for advice from my close ones, and if they tell me something, ওইটা আমি মাথায় লাগাই বা ওইটা আমি আমার মাথায় নেই। But other than that, আশেপাশে কি হচ্ছে না হচ্ছে কে কি বলছে, that is none of my concern. That is their perspective. They can do whatever they want with it. আমি আমার লাইফ নিয়ে ভাই প্রচন্ড বিজি। আমি তোমার সাথে কথা বলতে আমি সারাদিন পর বাসায় এসে আমার ল্যাপটপও চার্জ নেই, কিচ্ছু নাই। So when you're busy with life and you're doing good and you're happy with what you're doing, you really don't care about মানুষজন কি বলতেছে বা কে নেগেটিভ কে পজিটিভ কে আসল, মানে who's being fake, who's being real, because you're too busy focusing on yourself, so you really don't care. So for me it's just like that.
And like speaking of, how people approach or how people say, people like you who are often in a public platform, they often at times get a bit of nasty comments, which might or might not affect their mental health. So have you ever faced such an issue? And if you did, like how did you like overcome it?
Okay, I have never faced something like that, alhamdulillah, and I feel that if you're being authentic, if you're being true to yourself, you're not going to face that issue. And হ্যাঁ, আমাদের মানে এটা অনেক সময় হয় that you get really nasty comments বা অনেক
Mhm.
like cheap মার্কা জিনিসপত্র মানুষ লিখে, but মানুষজনের কাজই এটা, they will say something to hurt you and to demean you. So, other than focusing on that, if you focus on the good stuff that's happening in your life and the good comments, that
Mhm.
one bad comment should not affect you or should not, make you feel any lower. Mindset টা ওরকম থাকলে তখন, it should not bother. আবার গেল গিয়ে।
I think another I think another important aspect which I've seen is that you have also taken a few online marketing courses. So I would like want to know from you, how important do you believe is marketing in regards to, like, if someone is wanting to start out in social media or grow their Instagram handle or Instagram page in that regards. Do tell us about that experience of taking a marketing class online, and how important do you believe marketing is in today's day and age?
Okay, I feel that marketing is the wheel for any successful business. তোমার যদি, if you want to be successful, তোমার মার্কেটিং করতেই হবে, সেটা তুমি যেভাবে করো না কেন। তোমার
Hmm.
প্রোডাক্ট যতই ভালো থাকুক, সার্ভিস যতই ভালো থাকুক, if people don't know about it, if the brand is not something known to the customers, to the public, তোমার ব্র্যান্ড চলবে না। ঠিক আছে, সো আই ফিল দ্যাট ইন টুডেজ জেনারেশন ওয়ার্ড অফ মাউথ, ওয়ার্ড অফ, ওটাকে কি বলে,
Word,
word of,
word of mouth.
what's the, yeah, word of mouth, right? So
Word of
word
mouth.
of mouth, and word of mouth থেকেও কিন্তু মার্কেটিং হয়, প্লাস
Hmm.
সোশ্যাল মিডিয়া মার্কেটিং is something that really is important at this point, because আগের ট্রেডিশনাল মার্কেটিং does not really help. মার্কেটিং পার্সপেক্টিভ, থিওরিজ অনেক কিছু চেঞ্জ হয়ে গেছে। তো সোশ্যাল মিডিয়া মার্কেটিং বলো বা ইনস্টাগ্রাম ফলোয়ার্স বাড়লেই কিন্তু তোমার এমন না যে পেজ হ্যাভিং 20,000 ফলোয়ার্স ইজ মেকিং আ সেলস অফ 20,000। ঠিক আছে,
Hmm.
অনেক পেজেস আছে দেখবা যে 3,000 4,000 ফলোয়ার্স, কিন্তু ওরা দে
Hmm.
আর মেকিং সেলস অফ লাখে লাখে। তো it's not about the followers বা following count, it's about how you're marketing, which segment you're penetrating, and what type of service or product you're providing to the customers, and what is the quality of it.
Yes. And I think it's really interesting the way you presented it. I really would want to know from you, like, how did you come across these, like, statistics as per, how to use marketing tools, or how to use, like, marketing tactics in regards to growing your page? Did you, like, do a research, or did you study about it? Because I believe a lot of people are not aware of these type of things. So I would really want to know from you, and I think for the people who are watching, they would also be, very interested to know about this.
Okay, so I work with Yoyoso Bangladesh. I work
Hmm.
with Roar, which is a clothing brand, and I work for my own business, which is Fashion HQ. And I see whenever I promote a product, whenever I promote, or whenever anyone, when we are doing promotions for a specific product, ওইটার সেলস হচ্ছে। বাট তুমি যখন অন্য প্রোডাক্টের প্রমোশনস করবা না, তখন ওই প্রোডাক্ট যতই ভালো হোক সেল হবে না। তুমি যতক্ষণ পর্যন্ত না কাস্টমার্সদের রিভিউটা শোকেস করবা, বা কাস্টমার ওয়ার্ড অফ মাউথ থেকে আরো মানুষ জানবে, তোমার কখনোই তোমার সেলস বাড়বে না। ফর এক্সাম্পল, when this winter we started with a clothing line for Fashion HQ, which is
Hmm.
focused on men's wear winter collection. So until and unless we promoted it, the products were there on the website, but nobody knew about it, which is why nobody purchased it. But when we did the promotions, in 2 days we had, sales of, 40,000. So that really shows that তুমি যখন promotions করবা, তুমি যখন marketing করবা, only then, you know, you can earn an income and তোমার sales হবে. So that's how I understood. And then when I saw, আমি কিন্তু 5টা different branded social media handle kori, and I
Okay.
see that, it's not just about the following count, it's about how you're marketing the brand, or how you're posting the products, or what sort of market you're trying to penetrate.
Think this is an amazing analysis. I think not a lot of uh, people who are even starting out there are aware of it. And I think a lot of people these days, like every other person, has this target to someday be at your shoes. So the fact that you're explaining as per as per how you do it, I think it's amazing. It would help a lot of people. And I think coming to that point, like we see people, মানে আগে বাংলাদেশে normally যেটা আমরা দেখতাম, as we talked a bit about it at the starting of the show, people used to choose like normal career pathways, like let's say being an engineer or doctor, or study BBA. But these days some students even consider to, let's say, be a YouTuber, or like
Yeah.
earn a huge amount of revenue through, let's say, photo shoots and endorsing brand, because it can generate a lot of profit and it can be a possible career pathway. So I really want to know your perspective on it, since you have been in this field for a long, long time.
আচ্ছা, তো this is my personal opinion. I don't know, এক একজনের opinion এক এক রকম. For me,
Hmm.
I never wanted to, be an influencer or, do photo shoots for the sake of earning money. It just came along the way, and I did a few. I collaborate with brands and all that stuff. But at a point, যখন তুমি different different brands এর সাথে associated হয়ে যাবা, people would want different faces. They do not want the same person talking about the same brand every time. They want to know অন্য মানুষের opinions as well. তখন কিন্তু
Hmm.
আমার থেকে ব্র্যান্ডটা চলে যাচ্ছে আরেকজনের কাছে। এখনো
Hmm.
যদি আমি বসে থাকি যে হ্যাঁ আমি আমি এটা করে I'll earn, then that's not how it works. Because during my undergrad, I was doing all of this, and when I was
Hmm.
done with my undergrad, I became the marketing head for different companies. I'm not going to take the names, but I mean different marketing brands এর কিন্তু I'm looking after their marketing and social media. এখন আমি কিন্তু ক্যামেরার সামনে কাজ কম করি, ক্যামেরার পিছে বেশি কাজ করি। ফ্যাশন এইজকুর জন্য I decide which products would sell. I design products. I select vendors. I direct photo shoots. I select different influencers, artists for different photo shoots for different brands.
Hmm.
I organize, execute different marketing campaigns for different brands. এখন কিন্তু আমি you won't, if you check out my Instagram, you would see আমি কিন্তু ক্যামেরার সামনে কাজ করি না। সো তোমার প্রফেশন কিন্তু আস্তে আস্তে with your experience চেঞ্জ হয়। আমি
Hmm.
যদি সারাটা সময় ক্যামেরার সামনে থেকে, বা আমি যদি সারাটা সময় কোলাবোরেট করি ব্র্যান্ডসের সাথে অ্যাজ আ প্রমোটার বা ব্লগার, আস্তে আস্তে কিন্তু পিপল উইল গেট বোর্ড, আমাকে দেখতে চাবে না। তো থিঙ্ক অ্যাবাউট ইট ইন দিস ওয়ে, তোমার ফেভারিট ইউটিউবার যে 4 বছর আগে ছিল, এখন কিন্তু ইউ ডু নট রিলিজিয়াসলি ফলো হিজ অর হার
Yeah.
ইউটিউব চ্যানেল, রাইট? ইট চেঞ্জেস,
Yeah.
বিকজ তুমি একটা মানুষকে কিন্তু দেখতে 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 ইউ গেট টায়ার্ড, ইউ ওয়ান্ট টু নো
Hmm.
সামথিং এলস। তো দ্যাট ইজ হোয়াট আই থিঙ্ক ইজ উইথ এভরি ডিপার্টমেন্ট। তো আমার ক্ষেত্রেও সেটা হয়েছে যে when I was working with different brands, I always made sure that I was not just the face of the brand. I used to get to know the owners, or maybe the marketing people, or I was to share my thoughts on how this would be better. তো ওভাবে করে when these brands saw that nah, she has brain and she would be a good part if if she's a part of the team. That's how কিন্তু even before my undergrad I was offered 3 jobs, and I have 3 different jobs, plus I have my own business. So to have all of this now, I do not have the time to attend photo shoots or do these because I am
Hmm.
directing them. So you cannot direct and be in front of the camera একসাথে.
And I think, like, it's a very good point, important point that you mentioned. I would really want to know from you, how do you manage your time? Because, like, the kind of schedule that you have, I mean, I would really want to know for myself that, like, I'm, let's say, an undergrad student, and I wish I was half as busy as you are, because you are in a very fortunate position. So do tell me, how do you manage your time? How do you schedule it out? And
আমি
do you
actually
get
before
time to
the
socialize? Is the question.
I actually do not socialize much until and unless it's needed. I don't socialize much, even though my profile is public and all that stuff. But my personal advice would be that before the end of the beginning of a month, এক মাস ওই last previous month end, if you make a certain list of, have a to-do list of what are the things that you want to target for so and so brand. That's what I do. যে
Mhm.
আমি 4টা ব্র্যান্ডের সাথে কাজ করছি বা 5টা ব্র্যান্ডের সাথে আমার এই সব কাজ, সো আমি নেক্সট মান্থে আমার টার্গেট হচ্ছে এই ব্র্যান্ডের জন্য আমি এগুলো কভার আপ করবো। সো আমি ওভাবে করে ডেট ফিক্স করে আই বুক দোজ ডেটস এন্ড আই মেক শিওর নট টু কিপ এনি আদার ওয়ার্ক অন দোজ ডেটস, এন্ড the other days I focus on my own business but my own stuff. So that's how it works. It's all about planning, scheduling, and wake up early and work.
I think that is a very amazing insight. Another thing which I really want to know, since you talked about that, during your undergrad life, all these started happening, was starting from, getting brand endorsements to photo shoot offers. did at any point of your undergrad that you started, like, let's say you're walking in campus and some person comes up to you and like, hey, I remember you, I'm actually one of your IG followers, or does it even happen now? I think because a lot of people know you, so does that popularity factor play a big role in your daily or day-to-day life?
It happened in North South twice or thrice, but বাইরে গেলে sometimes it happens in shopping malls and কোথাও restaurants এ গেলে they want to take pictures or they just want to talk, but দেখা যায় he's gone again.
I think since my internet is lagging so much, I brought in a co-host. So this is Anika Saira. She would be here. She would be like
Oh
acting as
God.
one of the co-hosts because it's lagging so much and I'm feeling so bad. Like it never happens. I'm really sorry. But
It's okay.
please do continue with the answer. Hello, Anika.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Yeah. So the show must go on.
Yeah.
So Zidan, what were you saying?
Yeah, yeah. The question which I asked about the popularity factor, if you could like tell a bit about that. The last
Yeah, it
question.
happened once or twice in North South, but when we started, it wasn't that big of a deal. এখন যতটা এটা এত বড় একটা deal. আর মাঝে মাঝে হ্যাঁ restaurants এ বা shopping malls এ গেলে হয়, but yeah, they're nice. They come reach out to us, picture তুলে বা maybe they just talk to us. অথবা দেখা যায় দূর থেকে দেখে চলে যাবে, বাসায় গিয়ে text করবে. I think I've seen you here. Were you there? Yes, I was there. Oh, acha, I was very, I was scared to come meet you or say hi, so I just thought of texting you that I saw you. So এরকম টাইপের হয় মাঝে মাঝে. It's nice to know that people know you, people come want to talk to you, or they think that they want to grow or be like us. So but be like us বললে তো হয় না. We had to do a lot of things to be where we are now. তো
And
এটাই.
is there a proud moment or a moment of pride for your family as well? Like, let's say you are having a family meal and someone comes up to you, and does your parents be like, oh, my daughter is like a bit popular amongst the people?
No, it doesn't happen. My parents, they take it normally. They don't care. They're like, oh, okay, ঠিক আছে, that's about it. But they do get happy when a lot of people send us a lot of invitations from a lot of for different programs অথবা events যেখানে খুব selective মানুষদেরকে invite করা হয়. So when we get
Hmm.
invited or I get invited to certain events, I feel that I've accomplished something. যেখানে আমাকে recognize করা হয়েছে বা আমাকে they wanted me there to be a part of the event.
Anika?
So how was your quarantine and how was the experience of working from home?
Ac- Honestly, my quarantine was actually very hectic because I was organizing the campaign Stay at Home for ICT Division and Zomat, so, which was featured in CNN. So me solely, arranging the campaign with 500 different influencers was something crazy because we had to recruit influencers from different parts of the country and not just Dhaka. So yeah, it was a great experience and it was very hectic. So for me, quarantine was actually not being bored at home or relaxing, but it was me working a lot.
I think at this point of the show, since when you gave a lot of detailed answer and a lot of amazing insights, we do this fun rapid fire round. But before we head into rapid fire round, I would once again like to apologize you for such a bad internet
It's
connection.
completely
Trust
fine. No, no,
me,
no, it's
it's
fine.
not
It's
on our hands.
Bangladesh.
Yeah, so
It's
it's not on
Bangladesh.
our hands. But Anika, I think she would like conduct the entire rapid fire round. So
All
Okay.
right.
take
So
Nice
take
in
away.
this
meeting
session,
you. Nice talking to you.
um yeah, it's great. Now the thing is, in this session we do this or that. So we give you two options. You have
Okay.
to choose one. All right. So the first one is sports or music.
Music.
All right. School or university.
Cool.
Facebook or Instagram.
Instagram, of course.
Okay. So TVC or photo shoots.
TVCs or photo shoots.
Photo shoots.
Biryani or burger.
Biryani.
Okay, and the next section is where we give you a word. You have to
Yeah.
describe it in exactly one word.
Okay.
I guess it's also my internet. Well, we can't complain. Well,
Uh,
everyone's having bad internet today. Anyways, so so this is such a bad day for us today, I guess.
yeah.
But the next section that I was talking about is we'll give you a word. You have to describe it exactly on one word.
Okay.
I think I can give out the word. The word is fashion HQBD. If you had to describe fashion HQBD in one word.
Fashion.
Okay. The next word is the life of social media influencers. If you had to describe that in
What
one
about
word.
the last?
Thrilling.
Anika, you can go for the next if the internet connection is stable.
Choosing choosing marketing as a major.
Okay, so my major is HRM. It's not marketing.
I am extremely sorry. Okay, so choosing
No, it's
HRM
fine.
as a
It's
major.
fine. No, no, it's something a lot of
Well, I
people
am
think
also
that.
majoring in
Acha.
HRM too, so
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. It's okay.
Okay, so in one word,
Marketing or HRM?
choosing choosing HRM as a major in one word. Describe it in in one word.
Learning.
Being featured on CNN,
Proud.
endorsing brands.
Significant.
All right, Dizan.
I think with that, we're done with the rapid fire section. I think before we wrap this session up, I would like to know from you what is the plan of Pinkipia in the coming days? Do you plan on opening a YouTube channel, pursuing acting as a career, or just grow what you're doing in the field that you're doing? So I would like to know, or your followers would like to know your future plans in regards to your work.
To make Fashion HQ the biggest and the most successful fashion e-commerce. And for the rest of it, you need to follow me, and Allah knows.
Inshallah. And like, I would like to wish you a very best of luck for all your upcoming endeavors. And before we wrap this session up, do tell us about the final thoughts of being a part of this particular show, minus the internet
The
connection.
internet.
Mine, yeah, minus minus the internet connection. Did you like the interaction? Do tell us a bit about your experience.
It's something really great that you guys started, and I hope it becomes a trend and it's something people follow and other universities start doing. And I feel really honored that you guys took the time to do research on me, and you're asking me so many things regarding my life, which means that you guys did a bit of research on me, which makes me feel super, like, I don't know, like something I can't even explain in words, that I never thought that I would be recognized or someone so significant. So thank you so much, and thank you for inviting me and making me a part of it.
I think it's an absolute honor for us to host you and to feature you on this particular show. I think what you're doing is truly phenomenal. Like, people like you have opened the gates to a whole new industry that a lot of other students were not probably aware of, or a lot of youth in particular were not aware of. So I think you are doing a fantastic and amazing job. And I once again wish you the best of luck for all your future endeavors and Fashion HQ video. Of course, I hope it reaches heights in the coming days in the e-commerce market of Bangladesh. And I think with that being said, huge apologies to all the people watching for the
It's
internet.
completely fine, and I hope
uh,
people will understand.
Inshallah. And with that, I think it's a good night from us. So good night, everyone.
All
This
right.
is how
Bye
we conclude the
bye.
session.
Thank
Bye.
you for having me. Bye.
It's an honor. Bye bye.